you may not be exactly where you want to be, but God has already given you some things that you've asked for. So take a break and give him some praise right now, because this is the moment where he's building you. This is the moment where he's showing you who you are. This is the moment where he's getting you prepared for your next. But you're so caught up in that next that you forget about what's happening in front of you right now. So I just want to speak to those of you, those of us who are seeking things that are so far beyond what we can see. It's so much out of our range because we've never seen it. We're the first in our families to do it. We really don't know what's going on. All we know is that there's more, that's bigger, and that we are seeking this thing that's, if we can be honest, above us. Listen, when it's above us, it's beneath God's feet. And when we don't have a clue, what do? We give it to God and allow him to mold us, allow him to show us how we're supposed to operate, allow him to show us who we are in that moment so that we can show up and be the person that he's calling us to be. But if we don't give it all to him and let him mold us, then we cannot operate in that thing, if that makes sense. Like I can't expect God to do something within me and he not break down who I think I am. Like I have to allow him to show me. I can't come to him and say, okay, God, I want you to do this and this and this and this and this. But yet I don't have the capacity to carry it because he has not given me that, or he has not taught me how to do that. He has not shown me how to do that. So we have to allow God to take our little bit and make it a lot. But when we try to do it on our own, it becomes so difficult and it becomes kind of overwhelming, and we find ourselves in a rat race. We're looking towards the future, but yet we're not taking on what we have right now in the moment. And so this is what is happening and has happened in my life. I've been on a journey now for a little while, but I found out that I'm so caught up in the future. I'm so caught up in my next that I can't enjoy my now. And God is building me now. He's tearing down and building me now. He you know what I'm saying? He's taking away, but he's also adding to me right now. And so when he adds to my plate, sometimes I miss it. Sometimes I'm so caught up in my next that I forget to rejoice for my now. So this is a moment where you may not be exactly where you want to be, but God has already given you some things that you've asked for. So take a break and give him some praise right now, because this is the moment where he's building you. This is the moment where he's showing you who you are. This is the moment where he's getting you prepared for your next. But you're so caught up in that next that you forget about what's happening in front of you right now. Rejoice in your now. Enjoy the journey. That's what this is all about. It's a journey. It's a process. You have to trust it and you have to enjoy it. But when you so on the go, you want to do this thing. You so ready to, get to your next. You want to see what the end all be all is for you. You forget about the sweet spots that you hit. You forget about the small goals that you hit. So listen, y'all. As you go into your next, as you figure out who you are, as you pursue your dreams, your goals, your destiny, as you do those things, don't miss the now. Don't get caught up in the next that you miss the now. And sometimes your now is a lesson so that you can be prepared for the next. You want to make sure that you receive that you're not in the wilderness just going around in circles. You want to get the lesson that you're supposed to get in that season so that you can move on. And even when you're being blessed, don't miss it. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. So trust the process. Keep going. Never stop. Yes, always work towards better, towards more, towards the future. But also take a moment and just sit in your now. Take a moment and rejoice in your now. Take a moment and receive the lessons that God is trying to give you right now. Because that is the time. This time right here is what you're going to need for your next. This time right here is what you will remember once you get to your next. Because sometimes we be saying we want this, we want that. And then when God gives it to us, we try to retract and be like, dang, listen, I said I wanted to have this many followers. I said I wanted to have this much money, but we don't realize the pain that comes with that. We don't realize, what's going to happen once we receive that thing. And so then we start saying, man, I remember when XYZ, I enjoyed that. But so take a moment right now and bask in what's happening right now in front of you, whatever it may be. Even if it's a lesson or a blessing, still take that in, receive that, live in that, so that when your next come, you can be appreciative of that moment too. It's levels to it. I said this in my last video. It's levels to leveling up. So we have to prepare ourselves on each level. We can't skip a level and think that we're going to be able to rejoice up here when we didn't really do it here. God going to make sure you get everything you need to get right here. Then he'll move you up to the next. So trust the journey. Trust the journey. Trust the process and enjoy it. Enjoy this moment. Enjoy it. Take it in. Learn your lesson and move on. All right? So until next time, y'all be easy.